Guys, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous because the last thing I want is to be judged by anyone, is to be labeled by anyone here. But I want to believe and I hope that we have a community of mature people who doesn't judge. This is not Twitter, guys. Don't come here with mentality of Twitter and then start bashing me and stuff like that, because now I feel like I need to speak out, like I need to say my story the way it is, because it happened to me and it might be going on and on the streets of Maung, and it might happen to you. It might be going on. It's never say never. These things are happening. These things are real. And the title of my video says how I got a spiritual husband from a rental house. And also I'm so glad that God reminded us that in the book of Ephesians chapter 6 verse 10 to 12 it says we should put on the whole armor of God. These things are happening, and here God says that we should be aware of them. And how can we avoid them? Because if you are not aware of what's happening, these things might affect you like in a way that is bad. And if you are really weak in faith, it might even take you 6 feet under.
What?
So yeah, the Bible reminds us that we are wrestling against flesh, not against flesh and blood, but against powers, kingdoms of darkness and principalities. And these things are happening. African magic is real, and even the Bible says it, and we can avoid it from affecting us by putting on a whole armor of God, by depending on God. Let me not dwell in the Bible much, but I just wanted to quote it for you, that indeed there's a spiritual warfare out there, and the dark world exists, and all these things are happening. So I have a backup. I will write down the scripture for you so that you can read and go and refer to your Bible. So guys, it happened to me here in Maung. It started from March until July. So guys, please don't judge me based on my true story. So guys, for those of you who doesn't know me, my name is T Tjiharuka. The name is there on my channel, and if it's your first time to come across my video, make sure that you watch this video specifically and like and comment. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the Real Squad, make sure that you subscribe and you hit the bell so that every time I upload something you get notified, and that means that I have something real for you. So I got the name for you guys, the Real Squad. Okay guys, as you can tell by the title of the video is how I got a spiritual husband from a rental house. So I'm going to break down for you. This is a kind of a sit down video. It's a sit down video, like, yeah, it's just a sit down video. It's a story time video. So please watch, because I want to prove to you that African magic is real. People sacrifice their loved ones for riches and and whatever thing that is happening out there, whatever sacrifices, whatever activities that they do, they tend to affect us innocent people. Like, we'll just be affected highly as say on whatever that has been done. And if you are weak spiritually, they will get to you and they will haunt you and they will do things to you, because I'm a living testimony, guys. I'm here to tell you my story. Please make sure that you watch until the end and let me know how you feel. Let me know if you feel I'm faking it, if you feel I'm making this up, if you feel it's not real. Also make sure that you comment down below. Let me know, guys, how you feel about my video. One thing that I realized about the spiritual topics, kind of, they need you to have strength, and you need to be powerful in prayer, because it's not easy to really reveal and to reveal the right information and the right details to people. Some forces are fighting me, because guys, I was supposed to film this 2 weeks ago, I had already done my introduction and everything 2 weeks ago, and today when I was supposed to do the filming for you, I just did the first 2 clips and then I dozed off. Like I passed out like that. Now I'm just waking up, and I need to tell you my story, guys. It happened around March, the beginning of March. I was looking for a house. Like I had to move from my cousins to somewhere around my work area so that I will be able to save the transport fees, costs and stuff like that. So I found a house in a very beautiful yard. It had a screen wall and beautiful garden, a swimming pool and everything, all that you can think of. Like it's like the kind of yard that everyone will fall for. Is like, I need the soft life, but especially us who wants good things, you know, who wants to be yes, for people who like things like me who look much into details. I was like, okay, this is a jackpot. Like I'll have this house, because also the rental price was reasonable. I was like, I need to get this house, I need to pay for it. And I had appointed with my landlord to see the house. And just when we got in, I was with my colleague, by the way. When we got inside, I felt something, you know. I picked something, you know, when your gut feeling is telling you about that thing, someone, especially it happens to people. So I picked something immediately, and I looked at my colleague. Are you a spiritual person? What do you think about this house? Oh, the house is okay, nothing is wrong with it. I was like, okay, maybe I'm imagining things. So I processed everything, and I decided, oh, you know what, I should have a housemate, because I was getting started. I didn't even have a piece of furniture. So I engaged some guy from my workplace to be with me, to share the house. We paid the security up and the rental fee, and I moved my stuff. The very first day that I was supposed to sleep in that house, I went for a sleepover at my back then boyfriend, and I didn't sleep home. And then the next day I made friends, and I decided, like the first month of March, I didn't stay in that house. Like I just put my stuff and I was sleeping out, you know. So it happened that when I'm out, I have a dream about my landlord a couple of times. Like the woman was so sweet, the woman was so nice. Every time I come in to pick my things, oh Michelle, how are you? We miss you. You should stay. Like you should stay sometimes, because we need to know what kind of person you are. And I was like, I'm a bit busy. Also, I work full time. The only time I'm free is basically on Sundays, and I'm gonna go on order check. Like you need to stay home at least 1 week. And I was like, oh, I will come. And then I went, like, I'll carry on, pick my things, and then immediately we leave. And then I started dreaming about the sweet woman, the landlord. Is like, okay. And the last dream I had about her, she was wearing a red tee, and she was not happy, shouting, scolding me for something that I didn't do. Like I can't recall exactly what was she scolding me for, but she was, yeah, beside me, oh man. And then yes, some days after, like the more I get these dreams, the more I was turning into a drunkard, because I didn't want to dream about anything. Like when I knock off, we'll do drinks, go for some drinks. And there used to be my colleague who used to host us. Like I would drink too. You know, imagine drinking something that you didn't buy. So I was turning into a drunkard. And also I had a new boyfriend. Yeah, got like, it's either I'm sleeping at his place or my friend's place. So, and then this other time, while at my friend's house, like I had a running stomach early in the morning, and I was in the toilet. Like I had my own bedroom and my guest room, and my bathroom was also there. So I was in the bathroom, like helping myself out, and she called me like, Hamisha, are you up? Yeah. Are you sure? Are you fine? Yeah, I'm okay. Okay. I never asked her why is she asking me so many questions. On our way, when she was taking me to work now, she was like, she started a conversation. God, like, is the kind of friendship that we were open to talk about almost everything, absolutely anything. Like we'll talk about anything, discuss about anything. So she asked me, Misha, how did you sleep? Oh, a day before, the previous night, I went out for drinks without her. So I was high. I slept well while you're asking. It's only that I had a running stomach in the morning. Now she goes on and tells me, Kana, I saw a tall man standing by your door. That's why I woke up to go switch off the alarm, and I saw a tall male figure standing by your door and wearing a red tee and black jeans. So that's why I was calling you to check if you're okay. And I was like, no, I didn't see anyone. There was no one in my house. Are you sure? And then I felt, oh, so this girl is maybe using something on me. I moved to my house immediately. So I spent the first few days in the house. Like, I'm a spiritual person, I can pick something. If it's not okay, I can pick immediately. And then I went to my housemate, like, how do you sleep in this house? Also, I didn't know much about him. I didn't know what kind of person is he. But now, since I'm open to talk about anything. So I asked him, how do you sleep at night? Because now I feel something. I don't know, something is wrong with my room or something. And I was like, okay, come share a bed with me. But I didn't do it. I just said, okay, maybe I'm imagining things. Plus also what my friend told me that morning, and my dreams, something was connected, but I was ignorant to trace it and to put my full attention to it. So it happened that now I was trying to experience deja vu, like whereby whenever something happens, like I'll feel like I have seen it before, like it was happening like almost every day at work when we're out drinking. Like I'll just have that reflex of something happening for the second time. I was not okay. And now I was in a relationship with someone. Around May, I just started filming, like creating drama. I dumped him, and we went separate ways. And now, guys, I was starting to dream about having sex. Like every time before it happens, I'm frustrated because I feel also, the sun is out now. I was dreaming about having sex. Like every time before it happens, like I would hear some movement outside the house, around the house. I get out, know my housemate had a girlfriend, like the full-time girlfriend. Now the girlfriend was sleeping with him, and like obviously when someone has the visitor, their attention is fully diverted. I don't have time to discuss anything with him and stuff like that. And what I realized also is that my housemates went out to get help from people, churches, and he was given some water to use on his room. And yeah, so I was starting to have sex in my dream, and like every time before it happens, I'll feel movement from outside, and then it's like something is knocking on my door, and like I just assume that it's wind or something. It will hit my door and something like and then I started masturbating, guys. I would masturbate every night and morning. So it was going down, like I was losing my mind completely. Even at work, I had now started wetting, not literally peeing on my bed, but like whereby like you just feel fluids coming outside you, like that. Even at work, like I'll just wet my panties. Like now I was putting on panty liners full time. Like there was a time I would go and change the panty liners, and when I wake up, I was wet. Like my shorts were wet. I was wetting. Like, oh, is it because I dream about having sex? Like I never really looked into details about the meanings or the reasons behind having sex in your dreams. And yes, so now also I had some kind of visions whether I could see things happening. I won't say it here in this video, but it will be a story for the next video, if at all it's gonna be a next video. Now I decided to invite my ex-boyfriends, like, come stay with me. Fortunately, he was in my home, and we stayed together and we shared a bed. Someone that I used to fight every day, like before then, back then. So like we shared a bed, and every time he tried to get started, like I hated it with I hated it. I didn't want him and anything to do with him. Like, would sleep, and next morning when we wake up, let me show you how I'd find my, like, before I invited my boyfriend in, I would sleep with two blankets, like one on top of another. And then every day when I wake up, something that made me raise eyebrows and invite my ex over. So since my ex-boyfriend and I were close and are still close, like we could talk about everything, especially the spiritual world, the spiritual things. So so since my ex-boyfriend and I are close, I mean my ex-boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend for the longest, you know, we're close and we could talk about everything. So I told him, like, I came clean, this is what's up, and I think if there's anyone, since now I don't know anyone in Moaker, now still new, I didn't know anyone, and so yeah, I asked him to get me help from someone, like from somewhere, like there has to be someone who can help us. And then he said, okay, no, I'll think about it. And after some few days, he came and then he took me to get some help. And so thing is, this man was speaking in parables, you know, they always speak in parables. Like he was there saying things in parables, and from the beginning, the dreams interpretations that he was saying about me, they were true, they were correct. And I wanted him to dwell into the sex in the dream thing, but he never really touched on. He's like, it's gonna require a lot of money. And then I was like, I'm ready to pay up, because now I'm not okay. I'm sexually frustrated because I don't know, I'm not having sex with anyone physically, but I wake up tired, I was moody, I was everything, I was irritated at work. Like I was not okay, guys. This thing was affecting me physically. Even I was not looking good. Like I was bathing, but so yeah, he tried to help, and then he stopped on the way because he was out of town. Like most of the time he was out of town. Then I lost hope. I was like, okay, I'll go home, I'll see what to do. And then my ex-boyfriend left the city. I'm in the town. He went back to Gaps. And then this other time I was having a conversation with my ex-boyfriend, my mom ex-boyfriend. And I managed to invite him over to my house to convince him to come for a sleepover, because guys, it has been like since May. Like the last time we really had it was May, and you know, it was not May. I think it was around April, May, June. Around June, then he came for a sleepover, and 3 months. Like I'm busy telling him, like I'm seeing no one, I haven't moved on and stuff like that. And now thing is, I'm feeling hot, you know. Let me calm myself down. When it was time for when it was time for action, when it was time for action, I was wet. Like I could see that the guy was frustrated. I could see the frustration. Could like it's like, is the kind of our sex life. It was good such that we would have it twice at the same time, like twice. Like he would want it and want it and want it. But that night, he just hit it once, and then he never said anything. But normally When after we do it, we discuss, we talk about it, but then he slept. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to say. Like, I felt worried. Maybe he's thinking that I've been doing it with someone else and I was lying to him. And the next morning, like, I will not go to work without having a morning glory. Like, but that morning he just left to his house. I'm going to bother my house, and I never heard from him again. Like, that was it. He never initiated anything again, never. And now the thing continued, like, you know, the thing continued again. I invited my other ex-boyfriend for a sleepover. Like, he came, like, this one will come to my house drunk. But so good, every time I'll fight these guys, you know, I'll just pick a fight over something. You came late, you're supposed to be here, now you came an hour late, you didn't know what, stuff like that. So but I was becoming an animal, to be honest. I was becoming an animal, and I was irritated by them. Also, what I realized about these guys, whenever we sleep in the morning, when I wake up, there will be a huge gap between us, a gap big enough to accommodate someone, like it will look like someone was sleeping in between us. Now I was getting worried and frustrated. Like, now my frustrations were becoming too much, you know. At work, I was a problem. Like, everyone, I didn't like everyone, especially my boss, my Chinese boss. I was always arguing with him. I hated people around me, and I had gotten rid of my housemate. I had pulled a stunt on him and he left. Now I had the house to myself. I had invited about 4 ex-boyfriends, which and we failed to have intimate. We failed to be intimate. Like, 4 different people: the ex, the mom one, the one who used to come to my house drunk, and the one that this one is a close relative, my cousin. So all the guys came to my house and they failed to penetrate me like a couple of times. And every time I wake up next to them, there's a gap in between us. So I decided to go to my grandmom's house to talk to her. Because now, one thing about my grandmom, like, she'll call a spade a spade. She will just look at you, and also she has spiritual eyes. Like, she'll just look at you and say, you have a problem, you are sleeping with a man, that the invisible man. Like, she would say that. My grandmom will stress out of your head. Like, she will just look at you and tell you, there's an invisible man who comes to your house and he does this, you know. So I went to see her and I was like, Grandma, I'm dying. I'm having spiritual warfare. And mind you, the spiritual war that I was facing at that time, it was not only the spiritual husband up. So I had to come to the kitchen, because now I can read the sun is going that side of my bedroom window. So yeah, I went to see my grandma. So she was nice, she was kind, she was nice. I bet she could see what I was going through a lot, because remember, I was not only going through the spiritual husband battle, also I had some battles that I was fighting spiritually, especially with people from back home. Like, there were visions that I was seeing, and to the extent it was so hard that at some point I even predicted my own death. Like, I used to make videos about them, and I told my siblings that I won't be there at her wedding, my sister's wedding, because by the time I'll be dead. And I prayed, we were praying about it as a family. And at some point my mom also had some visions about my passing and stuff like that. Like, I was going through a lot in a short period of time, so I didn't worry what's up with the battles. So fortunately, my other aunt was arriving from their farm when I went to my grandmom's house, and she offered to come stay with me for quite some time, for some months. So she came, and everything was just okay. And immediately when she could also sing and experience things for herself. Immediately she said, okay, this is not child's play, because a lot of things are going down here. So we call some pastor, a local pastor here in Maung, Moruto Chukuchuku. So we went to his church, and where I got help, actually. The rest was history. I went there, I got help, and he put this thing on my waist. I still have this. So that's how I got out of that darkness world. He rescued me. It was a long process. Like, I had to leave that house immediately. I sent my landlord a notice message, and told her that I won't be staying in the house anymore. Like, I had to move mid-July. Yeah, I moved, and I couldn't attend my sister's wedding. That's the sad part of it. And I got help. Like the cleansing went for 3 months period, like 3 months without doing anything with a man, and I didn't have a boyfriend by that time. And so I got help, and other things, the other spiritual battles that were there, I also got help. And on my next video, I'll be sharing with you in details the dreams and the interpretations and stuff like that, and more especially the attacks that I had from my family back home, and I'll be revealing them, and I hope I'll live to tell you guys in details what Janjavat say. And guys, if you watched this video up to here, I just want to thank you for your time. And I know my story, I cut some details because I was avoiding it to be long. I didn't want to bore you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching, and please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and join the Real Squad family.